welcome to a new video from a Flatpack History of Sweden podcast.
Oh, it feels weird to do videos, I have to say. I'm so used to it just being the audio.
Yeah, now we can't hide.
And we did faff about for quite a bit setting this up because we're so not used to having to think of the element of the camera as well.
No, but it is going to be fun, so this is sort of just an introduction to our YouTube channel, I guess. And we're going to talk about a few of the fun things that we've learnt or seen or read about in the first, well, probably about 8,000 years of our history, but 30 episodes.
A lot of stuff has happened.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. We've had a brief introduction video, so if you haven't read that or listened to it or watched it, is probably the best word.
All of the verbs you can do with it.
You can watch that now if you're not a regular listener to the podcast. And if you are a listener to the podcast, then hello, this is us in real life. And we're going to do a little bit similar to our first year anniversary, but we're doing a rapid fire go through 15 or 20 fun things that we've
fun things, best things.
Yeah.
I'll call it.
Most of them are best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to start off with the first best one?
Okay, so the first one is best king of Sweden so far. And we've decided it's got to be Olof Rödkonung because, he was the first one. If we're looking at it at a Rex Factor kind of style thing from that excellent podcast, he's battley, he creates and starts running the kingdom. He's the first king with coins.
Yeah, he's the first with a lot, and I think it was quite an easy choice to give him best king, just because he also set the standard for what kings.
And set the standard quite high because there's so many, especially in our episode of 50 years and 10 reigns, there were a lot of bad kings.
Yeah.
So he's definitely been the best so far. Do you want to talk about the best queen?
Yeah, best queen was harder, I'd say. There wasn't as clear a contester for that one as there was with the king, but we still decided on Ulvhild.
Yes.
Who, if you remember, was married to King Inge the Younger.
Yes, and then King Niels of Denmark, and then back to Sweden with Sverker. So she was queen 3 times, and she had a pretty cool story.
Yeah, I think that's what made it for her in terms of best queen. When you get to be queen 3 times with 3 different kings in 2 different countries, that it must be a pretty unique achievement.
Yeah, it must be pretty good. And then quickly on to best non-royal, it has to be Ansgar.
Yeah, I mean, there was no... You are such an Ansgar fan.
Whoop, whoop.
You are president of the Ansgar fan club.
Yeah, apply now at www.ansgarfanclub.com. It doesn't exist yet, but it might do soon.
Enough people do a Google search on it.
Yeah, it will have to become a thing. That's episode 12, if you want to know all about Ansgar. Do that. And best non-Swede.
I mean, the non-Swedes, they usually come over to fight the Swedes, so it's hard to pick a best one. But we settled on Olga.
Yeah, the Rus warrior queen who did a lot of fighting and a lot of sneaky tricks and things. All about her in an episode of Stories of Viking Women. She was really great. Very Games of Thrones-y and House of Cards style drama, political drama and stuff.
Definitely. In that same sort of time period, best Viking.
Yeah, best Viking. We went for a Viking woman, Katla, the Viking woman who got her mother's inheritance, and part of the inheritance was she would take all the money that she was given by her successful businesswoman mother down to a place called Durestad, which is near Utrecht in the Netherlands at the moment, and she donated it to loads of Christian people in the area and had a fun story which is detailed in the life of Ansgar.
Which is also cool because there's so much agency and independence with her and the traveling, and I mean, then I guess it's nice to give money to poor people. That's a good intention.
Yeah, but speaking of the Viking women, that was our best fact, was how great these Viking women were.
All across the board, yeah. We did 3 episodes on Viking women, didn't we?
Yeah, 3 episodes, and they obviously occurred and came up in other episodes.
Yeah.
We had great books and sources like the new amazing book by Dr. Friedrichsdotter. That was a super book somewhere over there behind the camera.
On the bookshelf. Yeah, and I really think that is something where the research, the actual science that is history, has made such amazing gains in the last couple of years, and amazing historians are dedicating their lives to researching Viking women.
Yeah, because you wanted to talk about how the archaeology that's getting better now, we've seen how burials from the Viking period that people thought were men are now being discovered that they're actually women.
Yeah, and they were thought to be graves of men just because they contained objects that are traditionally associated with men, like swords and spears and arrows and all that. But then when you actually, now you have better technology, you look at the bones, they are the bones of women, and really that says more about what archaeology was like 70 or 100 years ago, when it was just instantly jumped to that conclusion that it contains boy things, so it's a boy.
Yeah.
But it's not, because the Viking women were cool.
Yeah, they were very cool. Best event, which isn't best battle, best non-battle event, was something that I really liked, was the Rus embassy. First down to Theophilus at Constantinople, and then onwards to King Louis the Pious in Ingelheim, and about how that was the first real literary reference to the Rus and how they were a people and how they took part in the Byzantine embassy to King Louis the Pious, which was very interesting, and from a political sense.
Yeah, and I guess you always think of the Vikings as just sword-wielding, fighty. So it was also really interesting to see that there was this real diplomatic streak as well, and not all of their travels were to rape and pillage, but they also engaged in diplomatic missions.
Do you want to tell them what our favourite battle is?
I mean, this one was a definite easy one. Battle of Fyrisvellir, because it had the battle cows.
Yes, battle cows now appearing on your screen, hopefully. But yes, where
cartoon ones.
Yeah, my cartoon cows.
We haven't engaged a group of cows.
No, oh look, they're coming over there. But yeah, this is where Erik Segersäll beat Styrbjörn the Strong in a classic 980s Viking battle, where King Erik Segersäll, or not really king, sort of halfway king, nearly a king, used cows and put spears on their cows to attack the enemy.
I still think that's such a stupid idea.
Yeah, but our Twitter followers seem to like that. We got quite a lot of comments about how funny that cow battle was.
Cows are so famously not cooperative. Maybe these ones were. Best name. So
that was Emund den Slemme, or the Slimy.
Of course, we've had so much fun about mentioning the fact that he's called the Slimy.
Yeah, he's probably appeared more than he should have done in our podcast, just because his name is so good. But sort of like a wild card or honourable mention to King Eric the Memorable of Denmark.
Yeah, well, he is memorable, so he deserves to be mentioned.
Yeah, but he can't win because he's not Swedish.
Yeah.
Best enemy.
Oh, I mean,
there were only 3 options. It was Norwegians, Danes, or other Swedes. So we had to pick Denmark.
Yeah. They were by far the biggest kingdom, such a big, powerful kingdom at the time, and Sweden was more on the back foot, and they seem to just always be over fighting.
Best archaeology. So we had Bog Body.
Yeah.
The Granhammarsmannen. Yeah.
Who was murdered.
He was murdered.
We said he was Sweden's first murder victim. He probably wasn't, but he's the first one we know for sure he was murdered.
First victim of bad dentistry, because he lost half of his jaw. So we think, Sweden's first bad dentist.
I had completely forgotten about
You forgot about that
dentistry.
last time.
On that same note, best death.
Yeah, so we could have gone with Inga the Younger being poisoned by evil drink, But that's,
we've all been there.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not really sure if it happened or not. So we went for something that did happen, which was Magnus the Strong dying in the Danish Civil War, where it said he preferred death to escape in order not to eclipse his old reputation for courage. Finally, when he had fought rashly and killed many enemies, he fell over the heap of corpses that had piled up around him.
I feel like there is a lesson to be learned from that. I'm not sure quite what it is.
No, yeah, true. Yeah, but now best invention.
Yeah.
So if there was best concept, it would have maybe been Fäboddrift.
Yeah, when you basically, because obviously Sweden isn't the most fertile part of the world, it's quite cold here, so Fäboddrift was when you moved your livestock from one area to another in spring and summer.
Yeah, but actual invention, we went for the ironclad plough or spade.
Which seems, I guess we decided it was the best one because it's something that completely revolutionizes life and it revolutionizes Swedish society in early Middle Ages, but we don't think of it because it's now so obvious to us. Who thinks of a spade as a thing, but it was completely vital for increased and improved farming.
Best episode picture, we went for episode 28, which is going to be up on your screen now. I like the cloud with the kings in the sky looking down on the other Swedes ruining their legacy.
We should say, with the episode pictures, that is something that Chris does on his own. I can really take absolutely no credit for the episode picture. Yeah. I also get no say, or very little say in the episode picture.
No, I just say, come in here, look what's going to be the episode picture.
And then I compliment you and say it's great, because they are.
Yes. So now we're on Stupidest Decision.
So many.
So many possibles.
Stupidest decision of people in history, not our stupidest decision making the podcast.
There would be even more possible then. But yeah, so we went for either all of the Berts who were following Ansgar to Sweden and getting killed because they were Christians.
I mean, obviously, I'm a member of the Church of Sweden myself, so obviously I'm happy that Christianity eventually reached Sweden. But when you look at that period of Christian missionaries to Sweden in the 800, 900 and early thousands. You just think, just give up, guys. Just stop. They don't like you.
Yeah.
So either that, then you thought, right, Ragnvald Knapphövde also made pretty stupid decisions.
Yeah, he was pretty stupid, not taking hostages on his Eriksgata and being killed by the people of Västergötland. Or just Götland.
Lost the chance of being king there, probably. Viking period, early Middle Ages, all of that, you come across the famous Nordic or Norse sagas. Which one is the best saga?
St. Olaf's saga, the story about Olaf II, King of Norway, and about how Olaf Skötkonung's daughter Astrid ran away to marry him without permission of Olaf to end the Swedish-Norwegian War.
Yeah.
It was a very good and long saga, part of Snorri Sturluson's Heimskringla.
Yeah.
Which is good. Best source in general has to be Prop Time, Adam of Bremen's history of the Archbishops of Bremen, which was the best book I've ever bought, I think.
I don't even know how many episodes that served as a source. It was just a gold mine, really, to dig from.
Yeah, and speaking of digging for golden moments, our best mistake when recording...
this is our mistake rather than people in history.
Let's have a listen. The listeners will be listening as well.
Support them against Denmark and England's King Knut the Great during the 1920s and 30s.
1020s.
What did I say?
19.
Oh. Against Denmark's and England's King Knut the Great during the 1920s.
Oh dear.
Sorry about the foul language there.
Well, we bleeped it, but yeah, wow.
Oh, God.
Sometimes your brain, when you're recording, just doesn't work. Yeah. Also, best might have beens was Sweden's maybe Iron Age pirates, which our friend Matt, who will now appear on the screen, they gave a lovely reading for us for. So if you want to listen to that, go back to our Iron Age episodes.
Yeah, if that is true, that would be a really cool thing.
Yeah, well, I'm sure some of them took part, but maybe not in this huge battle that Matt mentions in that piece. But then back to best Swedish phrase.
Well, we're back to the cows.
Yeah, so that's ingen ko på isen, which is definitely the best Swedish phrase. No cow on the ice. Now cows appearing everywhere. Which means, yeah, it's not a problem. There's no cow on the ice.
Yeah, it won't be a problem. It's a good phrase. Best place.
We sort of have a few categories in best place. Arlastena, the sort of Stonehenge Viking stone ship near where Auster's from.
Yeah, if you follow us on Twitter, it is our Twitter cover photo is Arlastena.
Yeah, and then we went to Old Uppsala, which is great for museum-y things and walking around in these huge areas of history.
Huge grave mounds as well that you can have a look at.
Unfortunately, the museum was closed when we went because of Corona, but it looks good anyway. And then around us, in Stockholm, on the island of Lidingö, there's lots of rune stones around, literally next to a pizza place and by the main road. So that's also sort of an everyday history great thing. Everything's around us right here in Sweden. And then finally, best joke. Let's listen to our best joke, I think. Most importantly, it went from 24 to 16 characters. That's chopping off quite a lot of your characters.
I don't need the A. Imagine we did that with our alphabet today. Like, we don't need A, we don't need K.
I think it's more W. No, not W. V. We don't need V. Who uses V?
In German, you use V quite a lot.
I'm not German. Sorry, Germany, we're removing the V. It's not necessarily a joke, more like a funny moment.
If anyone had any doubt, Chris is not German.
No.
You establish, I think it's the way you say it that makes it funny.
And I think 3 or 4 times I've said, in 950, the year, not the time, I've said that a lot.
We do actually cut out some jokes that...
Jokes.
Yeah, because a lot of things appear fun when we're sitting in recording mode, and then when it's time to edit and we go back and we listen, there's quite often stuff gets cut out because I know that wasn't actually funny.
No, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's a good summary of our first 30-odd episodes of A Flat Pack History of Sweden. If you've only watched us on the video, you can go back and find all of our podcast episodes on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Podcasts, all of these other ones that I've never heard of.
Podcast platform that you can't find us on, let us know which platform that is, and we can always look at getting onto that one as well. But we should be on most platforms now.
Yeah, but anyway, thank you for watching, and see you another time, maybe. We'll see how we go with other videos. But we're definitely, every other Sunday, releasing the podcast.
Yeah, thank you, and let us know what you think are some of the best in Swedish history. You can get in touch with us on social media. We are on Facebook, just search A Flat Pack History of Sweden, or you can follow us on Twitter. I always get our Twitter handle wrong. It's at
Flatpack Sweden.
And our email address, which I also get wrong all the time, is
flatpackhystorysweden@gmail.com. That's probably the most common mistake, is also getting all of our details wrong.
That happens so much, it wasn't even fun to include it as the best mistake.
No.
It's just the most annoying mistake that I can't learn our email address. But yeah, get in touch. Let us know what you think is the best of various things in Swedish history. Take care. Bye bye.
Hej då.